Did you call bank? I called game.
What is up, Pack Nation? It is Pack here. In today's video, I'm talking about the 5 most disrespectful ratings of NBA 2K19. The 2K team usually does a pretty good job in my opinion when it comes to ratings. I mean, I do cover the roster updates every single update and I usually kind of agree. But there was 5 so far that have been announced that I thought were completely wrong and disrespectful, and that's why I'm gonna cover them in this video. Before this video starts, be an OG, join the Pack Nation and subscribe. And also, if you want to win NBA 2K20 for free, I'm giving away 5 copies, 1 Legend Edition, 4 regular editions. If you want to win that, all you have to do is follow me on Instagram and you can win one of those copies for free. I'll put you in the randomizer and you can win. Now, I'm going to start from 5th, which I think is disrespectful, to the 1st, which I think is completely just wrong. So at number 5, I'm going to start off with Bobanovich. You know, the 7'3" center who is absolutely ridiculous and beloved by the NBA and every single fan. We love this dude. He's funny to watch. He's actually a legitimately good NBA player and he's super tall. The problem is, because he's so tall, he gets tired really easily and most teams refuse to play him more than like 12 minutes a game because, you know, stamina is a thing and everything. But I do believe that he's a legitimately good NBA player and is being completely disrespected in NBA 2K20. Here you see Boban getting a 75 overall rating, which Tobias Harris completely says that he hates the rating and he hates the jersey he's wearing, which I think we can all agree because the Mavs are trash. Anyways, Boban Marjanovic is way too low of a rating and completely disrespectful. If you look at his stats, he averages 7 points per game, 5 rebounds, and only 12 minutes a game. That's nothing when it comes to minutes, not even a quarter of an NBA game, and he averages 7 points a game, 5 rebounds. There's guys playing 36 minutes a game and can't even get those numbers. That's real talk. Now, there's a player that I wanted to compare him to who's a 79 overall, and that is Bam Adebayo. Now, I'm not saying that Bam is a bad NBA player. He's actually a really good NBA player who's on the Miami Heat. I respect him. He averages 9 points a game, 7 rebounds, and 23 minutes. Double the amount of minutes of Boban, and yet he's only getting 2 more points per game and 2 more rebounds. If Bam is a 79, then shouldn't Boban also be pretty up there, like a 79? No, I think Boban Marjanovic should be a 78 overall, because even though I know he can score and get a lot more points and get a lot more rebounds, obviously stamina is a thing, and that's why he can't do that, so he should be retracted a little more points, and that's why I think he should be a 78 overall, plus 3 at least for Boban. The next player I want to talk about is Giannis Antetokounmpo. Now, Giannis Antetokounmpo is a 96 overall, an extremely high rating. I have no problem with Giannis having a high rating. Of course, he should be a 96 overall at least. He's the actual MVP of the NBA, considered the most dominant player in the league right now. Like, literally no one can stop him. Well, most people can't stop him. But Giannis is ridiculously good. All he has to do is drive and dunk, and it's like a wrap, right? The 2 best players in NBA 2K20 rating-wise are LeBron James and Kawhi Leonard at 97s overall. And even though I believe that LeBron and Kawhi do things better than Giannis, I also believe that Giannis does things better than LeBron and Kawhi. I think when it comes to talent, the ability to win and hard work, I think Giannis is right there with LeBron and Kawhi. I think he really is that type of player, and I think he should be a 91 overall. I get that LeBron is, well, LeBron, and I get that Kawhi Leonard is just the NBA champion, but I think the MVP should be added onto this list of top 3 in the NBA, in my opinion. At number 3, it is Lonzo Ball. He is currently a 79 overall for NBA 2K20. Now, even though 79 overall isn't a bad rating, I believe he should be in the 80 overall club, maybe even a little more. Now, he had a Lakers team of Kuzma, LeBron, and Brandon Ingram. He was not the first, second, or even third option on this team, and yet he was still putting 10 points per game, 6 rebounds, and 6 assists in his career so far as the 4th option. Those are ridiculously good numbers. I mean, if he started getting the ball a lot more and he started playing a lot more serious, he could be literally averaging a triple-double and higher points. Now, I get that he's not a great shooter at all, but we're acting like he's also like a complete garbage shooter. He can make some shots. He's not useless when it comes to shooting. He's not shooting Russell Westbrook field goal percentage, let's be real. The player I want to compare him to is Ricky Rubio. When Ricky Rubio was on the Minnesota Timberwolves and he was in his prime getting 10 points a game, 9 assists, 4 rebounds a game. As the second option in the Timberwolves, he was an 81 overall. The difference is Lonzo is an elite defender, one of the best defenders in the NBA, has some of the lowest field goal percentage scored on in the NBA when it comes to guards. Lonzo's a ridiculously good defender, and I think if Ricky Rubio was an 81, I think Lonzo should also be an 81. The next player is Nikola Jokic, who's currently a 90 overall. Now, Nikola Jokic was a 92 overall in NBA 2K19. And he didn't get worse. In the playoffs, he actually did even better. He went up in every single statistical category in the playoffs besides assists. He did very, very well. For his first ever playoffs, was balling out, didn't miss a step, and showed up in every game he played. He led his team in almost every single major category statistically, and I believe he's equal to talent to Joel Embiid. I think Joel Embiid obviously does things better than Jokic, like obviously defense, right? But I also think Jokic does better things than Embiid, like playmaking or even efficiency. They're both really good NBA players. Embiid was only a 91 overall, which is also way too low for him. I think they should both be a 92 overall, specifically Nikola Jokic, who is leading one of the best teams in the NBA in the West, and he is the best player. He should be at least a little bit higher in the 90s. I think he should be a 92. And the final player at number 1, the most disrespected player in NBA 2K20 is Derrick Rose. This one's actually been a hot topic for a lot of people, who is currently an 80 overall. Let's remind you, Derrick Rose had a 50-point game last season, coming off the bench. Statistically, he is having the best season of his career, even better than his MVP season. No, he doesn't have the same athleticism that he once did, and no, he wasn't leading a team to the playoffs or anything, but statistically, it was his best season ever. Now, if you compare him with a player who got an 85 overall, Jason Tatum, who did worse in every single statistical category compared to Derrick Rose besides rebounding, the only thing that Tatum has is defense on him, and that's really it. Derrick Rose should be at least the same as Jason Tatum as an 85 overall. I get that Jason Tatum has more potential, but Derrick Rose is doing good right now, so why wouldn't he be an 85 overall? That makes no sense to me. Oh, you thought this video was over, but correction, sir, or ma'am. Yeah, I'm not going to assume. There's actually an honorable mention. I usually put honorable mentions at the back, but I wanted to put it at the end here, especially because this screenshot just came out. It is Eric Gordon, who is a 78 overall for NBA 2K20. Now, here's the thing about Eric Gordon. That's pretty low. He's been higher. I believe there was a time last year where he was an 83 overall. He's usually used to being that high. I mean, that's 5+ overall difference. That's pretty ridiculous. That's just equal disrespectful to Derrick Rose as it is to Eric Gordon, I gotta say. But let's see why they're thinking that. So, when it comes to Eric Gordon, he has one job. He is a bucket getter. That is what he's made to do. He is to get buckets. He was the 6th man of the year just 2 years ago, and that's his job, and he does a really good job at it. He only gets 2 rebounds. He only gets 2 assists. That's not his game, but he averaged 16 points per game last season, and he averages that for his career. He's gotten 20 points per game before, but he's playing less minutes than when he was at those times. So he's always been pretty consistent. If you look at his per 36, it's about the same all the time, always. He barely dropped off a little bit than last season. He's still really, really good. That's his job. During the playoffs, he is the 2nd best scorer on the Rockets. Not Chris Paul, not Clint Capella. It was Eric Gordon, because that's his job. Eric Buckets Gordon, right? So because of that, I don't think he should be a 78 overall. Now, here's the thing. He's not really the best defender. And again, he's kind of a one-trick pony. He doesn't rebound. He doesn't assist. Doesn't get a lot of steals. Doesn't block. Gets a couple turnovers a game. And his field goal percentage isn't like the best in the world. It's like okay. It's what you'd expect from a 6th man. It's not like, oh my gosh. It's not like James Harden, Kawhi numbers. It's Eric Gordon numbers, all right? And it's worse than what he was before. It was even worse than last year. But just saying that, it's still not that bad, and he's good at his job of being a 6-man bucket getter. The fact that he's not at least an 80 overall. You know what? Even this. The fact that he's lower than Lonzo is a little on the edge. He shouldn't be. I think he should be an 80. I get the case of maybe he should be like a 79, but I say put him in the 80 because I think Lonzo should go up too. So yes, Eric Gordon should be an 80 overall. It is disrespectful to have him anywhere else. 78 overall is really just way too low for him there, and I think that needs to be fixed pronto for him. That's it for this video, you guys. Do you agree with my list? Is there anybody that I missed and you're like, yo, you forgot them, Pack? Leave it in the comments below. And if you like my channel, give it a sub, and I'll see you guys next time.
Did you call bank?